I recently decided to rewatch a couple of old Top Gear episodes, so might as well talk about the cars featured in them. So here we go. We shall start the video by noticing the iconic Jeff mobile that was created by the trio back in the day. Before moving on towards the cars behind them, which are a 2014 Ford Fiesta ST, a 2014 Peugeot 208 GTI, and the 2014 Renault Clio RS. Not sure which exactly version it is, but yeah. And the first to arrive is obviously Clarkson in his 1989 Volkswagen Golf GTI Series 2 Type 19E, if I remember correctly. What a lovely and iconic car. Unfortunately, a sad ending for it, but nevertheless, an amazing look. And the second person to arrive is Mr. James May in his 1992 Ford Fiesta XR2i MK3. Not exactly my favorite car of the trio, but it has its charm. And the last to arrive is Richard Hammond in his 1992 Vauxhall Nova MK1, which is, yeah, not exactly a car for me, but I love what happens later to it in the episode. Here we can see yet another angle for the XR2i, but in the background what I noticed, there's a Volkswagen Up exclamation mark. Oh, such an adorable little car. We have another angle because I noticed passing by a Ford Transit van, a more iconic car on the roads in the UK. We're back with Clarkson, but what I noticed in the background is a Volkswagen Caddy, a Citroen C something something Picasso, a Fiat Duplo or something like that, and the Mini Cooper in the background. That's a 2000 something something Renault Megane. And in front of that, not sure what kind of a truck is it. Here in the background we can see a Toyota RAV4 from the mid 2000s I feel like, and in the distance a Volkswagen Transporter van. Here we can see that they use as the camera cars Land Rover Discovery Series 4, probably like 2012, 2013, and the big boy Range Rover L322 version. Proper car, I love it. The Stig's teenage cousin is using a 2013 Seat Ibiza, or whatever, Cupra. I just saw something cool, and that one looks to me like a Alfa Romeo Brera with the cool wheels as well. And in the background, that's probably like a Fiat Duplo, the big one, the van. But damn, that Alfa looks so fucking good still to this day. Here we can see a 2005 Iveco Aero Cargo truck. Iveco? I don't know how to pronounce it. Trying to rescue Richard's Vauxhall Nova out of the ditch. Truly iconic. When they arrived to the very secretive garage, I think that's an MG or some old British roadster type of looking car. Anyway, looks amazing in that color. I think Shmi 150 had one of those. I think it's that Renault Clio 1.2 or 1.4 from like the mid 2000s getting wrapped. Yeah. It's so strange to look at it now in 2026, but when this episode was released in 2014, they just announced the BMW i8. I mean, it still looks like it could be a 2026 car. It hasn't really aged that much. Obviously, the performance, blah blah blah, but like, it still looks good. Damn, BMW, good job. That's like a Caterham or something like that, or Renault. I wasn't watching F1 in 2014 because I was in like high school or something. But yeah, they were making fun of those things in the front. Yeah, interesting era F1 and obviously a Red Bull F1 car. But yeah, can't wait for the 2026 season. And on the same episode, they announced the Lexus RCF, and Clarkson actually said he loved the design. And honestly, it has aged pretty gracefully, I feel like. Yeah, in 2026, it's a bit on the older side, but I think it still looks good. Yeah, whatever about the handling and all that, but style wise, V8, performance, sound, I think they recently stopped even making it, but yeah, once again, strange to see it was announced so many years. On the news segment, Clarkson was driving the new S Class at the time and using the night vision feature, which shows like a red uh, rectangle around like moving animals, and he was laughing that basically when he came back home, he saw a red rectangle around in his bushes, and yeah, he tried allegedly to run it over, but the Mercedes crash system was like, no, 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 no. But yeah, iconic and beautiful dashboard though. In the background, we can see the Renault wrapped, and as Richard said, urban Arctic camo on his Vauxhall. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Here's Clarkson's custom velvet wrap, and where he placed the keys on his roof and blaming James that he's hid them. But yeah, iconic color, iconic look, love it. We can't obviously forget James May taking quite literally wrapping his car in the Christmas theme. Uh, so much fond memories of these. Here we can see a 2007 Vauxhall Vivaro pulling Richard's Vauxhall. Name a more iconic duo. Here we can see yet again Clarkson's iconic Golf, and on the left side, that's like a Renault Megane, I feel like. And on the right side, in the garden, not really sure, could be a Golf or something. Mark. They made a little oopsie in the supermarket dash and kind of broke their cars, but I'm sure they figured out a way. While the trio was messing around in the Golf GTI, moving around the car, around the roof, and all that, here we can see the producers. But what caught my eye on the left, a regular car, but an E90 facelift sedan, probably like a 320. I personally call these trucks Iveco, but assume they're called Iveco or something like that. And I feel like that's like an aero cargo with a custom uh, built back that thingy. We're almost done, and that's a 2013 Vauxhall Astra, I think J or something like that generation. The star in the reasonably priced car. I think you can already recognize this iconic logo, the TGPD. I haven't never really read what's beneath it. Ambitiose sed ineptum. G. Here we can see early 2000s Vauxhall Astras driven by two police officers by the TGPD chasing Hammond. I'm not really familiar with heavy machinery, but from my research, that looks to be like a JCB JS20MH. That's a 2001 Ford Transit MK4 that's about to be lifted and dropped by the heavy machinery. Oh, that's a little bit tiny Subaru Impreza WRX STI with a tiny little dynamite to match before it blows up the GTI. That's JCB HMEE. Once again, not really familiar with these type of vehicles, but TGPD got one. That's the TGPD tactical drone that they use to find May hiding in the garage bay. That's a Komatsu PC series, if I got it correctly. Not an expert on these, but what I found on the internet, it seems to be a KHTZ2S1 Gvozdika, some Soviet-made Hotwiza. Can't pronounce that name, but you got it. And the final, any car basically shown in this episode is James's Fiesta being blown up. And they cut back to the studio, and the episode pretty much ends. Overall, it was actually fun rewatching this old episode because, yeah, the last time I think I watched it was actually back in 2014 when I was in like high school. But yeah, now looking back, it's a strange and nostalgic feeling, but I loved it. Might do a couple more episodes of this because, yeah, planning to rewatch the whole 21st season and then just go on from there. How would I overall rate the episode? Back in the day, I would say 10 out of 10 because when I was in high school, I was like, hell yeah. Like the TGPD shenanigans were just constantly upping themselves up with even crazier machinery. It was just mind blowing for me. And even today, like back in the day, I would rate 10 out of 10. These days, yeah, I noticed a couple of issues, but still, it was an amazing episode. So, 10 out of 10, fuck it, let's go. Uh, what an amazing way to start the series. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, the whole episode was like lighthearted and fun. Just the trio up to their usual shenanigans and type of humor. You just love them for it. And yeah, I'm glad I rewatched this. But yeah, see you around and bye.